Great to have your company again, Gemini. It's July 2020. I'm Didici. For those of you that are new, welcome. Great to have your company. I've just been having a look at your horoscope here. Are you ready? It's a pretty big month. I'm going to start the animation for you, and that will sort of give us a bit of a fix on what's happening here with the planets as they move around the heavens. The big thing here is in this third house of your horoscope, Venus and Mars. Venus creeping up slowly to Mars, increasing the passion of your communication. That's the third house here that we can see. At communication strong this month. Bit of a tough day there on the 4th when the Moon and Uranus jointly square that communication. There can be a rather nervous energy around you at that time. The Moon moves through your Sun sign here on the 7th and the 8th with the desirous node, giving you strong feelings. That's going to work well with this Venus and Mars in your third house. The big event, what I would consider the first big event of the month, is on the 6th with Mercury also squaring Neptune. But as this new moon takes place here on the the 10th, you see there's a favourable influence to that Neptune. That gives a bit of confusion, fuzzy edges in your communication, especially related to work. And you'll notice on the 12th, 13th and 14th, your ruler moves to the second house of finance. So it's all about the moolah at that time. And I want you to keep your eye up here. Jupiter in retrogression along with Neptune and along with Saturn and along with Pluto. These four planets are in the upper part of your horoscope. And that's very telling on this working area because Jupiter is your career planet, Gemini. And as it's moved into the sign of Pisces, that area associated with your work, it started to open things up. But as some of you may know, when the planet moves into its retrograde motion, then things are going to be in a bit of a tailspin. And that's going to take some time for Jupiter to get back into its normal course. Nevertheless, the fact that Mercury has moved forward means that those plans and business concepts you've had, those strategies for making more money, those are well underway now, even though the career side of that may not be. Sometimes planning takes a lot longer than you would like it to. But in your case, I'd say this is a very, very good a good period for you because also that new moon, along with Mercury taking place in the second house, shows new strategies, new approaches, basically a new leaf being turned over. There's the Sun moving to its own sign on the 24th into that third house. Venus has left that area by this time. Mars and Sun there make you a lot more pushy. You may need to be pushy if people are dancing you around the maypole on specific answers or information that you need. The full moon there takes place in the 9th house. That has some bearing on legal matters, educational matters. It could be that you need to learn something new. Notice also that Mercury, again your ruler, making contact with the Sun, is going to trigger that part of the heavens where the full moon had been taking place. So it's possible that for some of you there are some legal matters that need to be dealt with. I'm going to stop that now because I do want to talk a little bit about the relationship side of your horoscope this month. Again, ruled by Jupiter. You notice they're just at the tail end of the month. Jupiter moves back into this 9th house. That's that legal house I'm talking about. It's the house of higher educational matters. Saturn is also retrograde there. So there's a few areas of your life right now, and this month is pivotal on that, where you have to reassess what your plan is in that area. And that hinges a lot, if you're married, on your partner here, because we can see that Jupiter is strongly ruling your marital affairs, your business partnerships, And I may have mentioned this last month, having this point, the south node, or what we call Ketu, in this seventh house, shows that you are indeed looking back to your past to try to take on those elements that are going to be conducive to your success, fast tracking what it is you want, learning how to best improve your relationship in your marital or any sort of de facto relationship you have in your business partnerships. And that's all based upon history, because of course the best predictor of future events is history. How did everything play out in the past? How did your decisions impact the outcome of those relationships? And that may take quite a bit of soul searching for you this month, as shown by this lunar position in the 12th house on the last day of the month. Again, it's a repeat of where it was earlier in the month, and that shows a time for self-reflection and trying to get on top of what it is you need to reevaluate in both, number one, your work, and number two, these relationships. That's shown because of the rulership of Jupiter of these two key angles in your horoscope. We'll talk more about that next month. I hope you'll join me at the site. I've always got a lot going on there, and most of it's free, astrology.com.au, and we've got the daily, the weekly, this monthly reading in text form, not just my spoken form. There's going to be a transcription there, and the yearly horoscopes as well, which are very, very useful in terms of having a look at where this reading sits with the rest of the year. So do take a look at that. Subscribe, drop me a note if you want, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.